Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. This is kind of just an update, what's going on with the channel, what's going on with my life. I would do a get ready with me, but that's not my style and I don't really have the setup for that. I have a tripod in front of me. I don't have a desk or anything, so it's a little hard to do makeup, or else I would. First off, changes to the channel. I've decided to keep Fragrance Fridays going. So instead of trying to do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is just a lot, and that's a lot of videos to expect people to watch, I'm going to switch to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule and still have Sample Saturday on Saturday. So there will always be a Fragrance Fridays and there will always be a Sample Saturday, and then Tuesday and Thursday will kind of alternate between other things, probably a lot of reviews, hence my news that you'll get in a little bit. One thing I wanted to show you is I have my hair down. I know it's hot and I don't like having the heat of my hair. Two, it's so long that I'm sitting on it now. I need a haircut. But I was trying to grow it out so that I could do a fun photo op with Zachary Levi, the next comic convention that I go to. But I don't know when that's going to be, because I was supposed to go to one next month in September. Well, not next month. It's July still. In September, I was supposed to go to one, but it's been canceled, which I was expecting it to be. But my hair kind of has a pink tinge. I don't know if you can tell. It's just, I wanted to show it because I don't think by the time I film my empties video, it will still have that pink tinge to it. It's due to one of the products. So I kind of like it, but it's not the most conditioning. As you can tell, like, my hair looks a little frizzy. All right, moving on to my life updates. So one, I hope that your 2020 is going well. Please let me know like how you're doing. I really do want to know, especially like I feel like I have relationships with some of you. So let me know like good and bad things that are happening in 2020 down below. If you feel like sharing, like if you don't, I totally understand. Like I keep a lot of things private as well. So my 2020, it kind of feels like every time I feel like it can't get worse, it does. So actually yesterday, so I'm filming this on Saturday, you're gonna see it tomorrow on Sunday. So Friday I found out that an old friend who had been battling cancer passed away. And she was my youth group leader back when I was in high school, and she was the one who made sure I went to prom even though I was homeschooled. She knows the one thing that I wanted to do, and she kind of put a bug in one of the guys' ears to ask me, and I am forever grateful for that, because that was the one high school experience that I really wanted to have as a homeschooler. Most of the rest of it I didn't care about. Like, when I was in school, I hated it because I was always bored. I wanted to do more. So it worked really well for me as a homeschooler to work at my own pace and do, 4 or more hours of dance a night. But yeah, so she passed away. There was a lot of tears yesterday about that. And then, of course, today Regis died, which I was just watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And he was on, and I was like, it's going to be so sad when he passes away. And then this week, that was last week, and now I'm like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, like that was the latest blow. So, just a lot of just things happening, like everything that I had planned, which I don't usually do plans, but I had like a week in Vegas for spring break planned. I had tickets to Vicky Barblack from America's Got Talent. She's such a funny lady. I had won tickets to see her show, and I was like, I'm gonna be in Vegas and you're doing a show. So I had tickets to that. I was going down to see the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, which is a company I've wanted to see for such a long time. Like, they're so iconic, and they were gonna do, I can't remember what the name of the piece is, but there's a piece that they do to Wade in the Water, the spiritual, and oh my gosh, it is such a beautiful and moving piece, and they were gonna perform it, and I was so excited because I have zero desire to go to New York. Just the thought of that, and all of the people and how crowded it is just makes me so anxious. Like, I'm a super introvert, so yeah, the thought of New York just, like, while I would love to do it, it just stresses me out so much. So I was so excited to be able to see them. And then the next day after them, I was going to see my favorite singer in concert, David Cook, and he was going to perform with Chris Allen. They were going to be in Salt Lake, which is like a 4-hour drive from Vegas. So I was really excited I was going to get to see them because I haven't seen Chris at all. And it's been many years since I've seen David Cook, and I love his voice. He's such a talented singer and songwriter. And then the other days we were going to be there, we were going to see shows too, because I don't go to Vegas to drink or to gamble. I'm very boring. I go for the shows. Like, that is what I love. I love live music. I love live, just whatever. Like, that's what I have an undergraduate degree in theater, so I love seeing shows that are live. There's just something so powerful, and it doesn't capture it on screen. So I was gonna see, 6 or 7 shows, because sometimes I will go to 2 shows a day. And then I like to do shopping. Not even to buy things, but just to kind of wander around and look at the stores and stuff. So everything was canceled one at a time for Vegas because it hit just before spring break, and I was supposed to see Dancing with the Stars on tour, which I was so excited to see once again, and then they canceled the rest of their tour. I had tickets to Carol Burnett. I was so excited to see Carol Burnett live. Her tickets were postponed to November, and now they've been postponed to March, and they're like, if you don't know, by August 6th, you can request a refund. And I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going to be in March at this point. Like, that's so far away. My mom really wanted to see Frankie Valli, and I do like Frankie Valli, so we had tickets to that. Those were rescheduled for an entire year out, so it was like exactly a year to the date. And then I just mentioned the comic convention that I was planning to go to. I was really excited about that. I love going to conventions. Like, yes, with my introvert, like, I don't like wearing geeky shirts, or I would not cosplay because I don't want people to stop and talk to me. The first time I went, I had such anxiety too. Like, I got there, and like, the more I thought about it, I was like, why did I buy tickets to this? Because I don't like being in crowds. They freak me out. But it went well, and I've loved it, and I was really looking forward to another one. I have tickets. Those tickets are going to be good for next September, and who knows. So just like everything that I had planned just kind of got canceled. Oh, the Backstreet Boys were on tour. Didn't have tickets to them yet, but they canceled their whole tour, and they're like one of my favorite bands. Now you're going to see how exactly old I am because of that. I have like 3 bands that are all tied for number 1 in my mind. So they were canceled. Yeah, it's just been like all of that, the things that I was looking forward to, kind of like mental health things to help with, were all canceled. I kind of mentioned my job. So I've been teaching at a university 8 years. I did 2 years as a TA teaching, fewer classes, but still teaching on my own. Then I was an adjunct for 3 years, and then I was a lecturer for 3 years. And my position, the money was cut from it, but there was always a hope that they would be able to find funding somewhere for it. Well, that funding didn't, there's more budget cuts because of COVID. So I don't have my position. And as a lecturer, you teach like 4 classes a semester, and you make over double what an adjunct does, which they teach up to 3. So if you teach the max 3 classes, you're still making less than half, and you have no benefits, which is not a very sustainable lifestyle. And I'm not going to say where I teach, and that's why I don't let people know where I live, because I really don't want my students to find this channel until, if you're a former student and you know about it, that's fine, but I don't want students to get on here and I can imagine would cause havoc. So that happened, and then we got all these letters and says, we're still planning to have classes. Let us know by this date how you want to teach your classes. You have the option of being a hybrid, in person, or online. And so I decided, I want to teach online classes classes, but I don't want to teach the full 3. I want to teach just 1 because I had a job that I was going for. And so I was like, you know what, this is the deadline, so I'm going to tell them I just want 1 online class so I keep my foot in the door, because I'm the most senior of the contingent faculty at this point. But I wanted to keep my foot in that in case a job ever opened up for full-time. Well, that applied to everything but our English first-year writing program. So they said, oh, well, we'll take you off the schedule completely, and if we get more online classes, we'll let you know. Which was a blow because I was expecting at least 1 of those classes. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's still a little money to pay my bills, you know? Not that they would cover everything, but at least they would cover my credit card minimums and stuff. So yeah, that happened, and then I was like, okay, well, just whenever the store opens, I will, hopefully get that position. So I've been working at American Girl since 2015 as a seasonal worker. So I would work like a month and a half to 2 months every summer, and then I'd work 2 weeks or so every holiday. In between the semesters, I'd fly home or drive home to my parents' work, and I would work like 35 hours a week during the holidays because they're just busy. And I worked in the hair salon, which was like a dream job. I styled dolls' hair. I got to talk to little girls and little boys about their dolls and kind of, have conversations and play and make magic. And it was wonderful. And I loved it. And I worked in the summers. Just whenever I was visiting my parents, I would have a job there, which was wonderful. Every single person at our store was family. I have friends who I text every single day, and I see that happening for the rest of our lives. Just really great people, just great environment, just a really fun job, and I loved it. Well, last week, they announced that the store was closing. They hadn't reopened since March with the pandemic, and they just decided to close our store and 2 other stores completely, and they won't reopen. None of the employees are going back to say goodbye. So it was such a huge blow because they had a spot that came open just before the shutdown, and it was going to be one with benefits. And it's part-time, but I thought, I bet I could get it. And I was really looking forward to that, or at least a part-time position there because they knew me and they liked me. But with that store closing, I am officially like SOL. I have no job prospects. I don't even know where to look. Like, I have a master's degree in English literature. It's not really the most practical thing. And I have an undergrad in theater, which is also not very practical. And theater, oh my gosh, don't even get me started on theater. I don't know what's going to happen with live performances because there's just no way at this point. So yes, the store, that was probably the biggest loss. And if I've been kind of down in some videos or not as perky as usual, it's because there's just been a lot of things going on. And just also right at the start of all of this, one of my closest friends, her mom, who was also a friend, passed away, and she couldn't have a funeral. And it's been so hard. Like, everything has just been piling on. But back to the store. So American Girl was, like I said, my dream job. When I was 7, for my 7th birthday, my aunt told me I could pick out any book, and I picked out Happy Birthday Kirsten because I loved American Girls, and just they're why I love history and why I love literature. My first job that I got, my first paycheck, I bought an American Girl that looked like me because I had wanted one for such a long time. So I called up and ordered because they didn't have a website at that point. So yeah, and I collect American Girls, and I've loved them from the very beginning. And so not only am I losing like seeing my friends on a regular basis and the possibility of a job and a seasonal job that has really helped. But losing my happy place, like just going there even when I'm not working, it was magical and just so wonderful to go in and just look around, and that's gone too. I won't be able to go. There's not another store anywhere close. So lost that. Just, it feels like I've lost a loved one, which sounds really silly, but there was just, it was a dream job. And it's gone. And I also lost my discount, which doesn't help either because some of that stuff is really expensive. And I was counting on some of the things. So that's my life update. I've lost like everything I was looking forward to. I've lost every job and job possibility there is. Also, most schools turned off their hiring searches because of the pandemic. And there's a few open, but right now I'm not going to go try to get a job in one of the hot spots. Because there's a couple jobs in Florida, but I don't want to go and move there in the midst of a pandemic in a place that's skyrocketing in cases. That just would be super frightening. Not even like if I could even get the job. But yeah, so 2020 I feel like has completely broken me. Lost friends, lost celebrities that were influential in my life, lost my jobs. Yeah, so what does this mean for the channel? Back to that first thing. So yeah, probably not a lot of hauls gonna happen. I do have some that I haven't put up yet, some things that I got, but at this point, I'm not really going to be doing much shopping, and I'm not like, my mom sometimes supports my channel by buying me things, but I'm not going to want to do that right now because my parents are going to be helping me out in the interim with if there's anything. I'm still trying to move back to my parents' house. I don't know what's going to happen with that or when that's going to happen. I've had all of my subscription boxes sent there. So, all of my July boxes, I might do an unboxing. I don't even know if people care because July will be well over by the time I'm there. All my August boxes are going to be sent there too. So eventually I'll get those things and maybe I'll post on Instagram. Let me know if you want to see them, what you want to see. But I'm probably going to be doing more reviews as I go. I know those don't do all that well. Like people ask for reviews, but then when I do like my 444s, I don't get as many views, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see. I mean, most of the time I don't get a lot of views anyway. So yeah, probably more reviews, more going through my collection, looking at things. I don't know. I don't really want to do shop myself because that's not my style, but we'll see. I have lots of perfumes to review and talk about, so at least for that, there'll always be that. Let me know how you are doing. Let me know if 2020 is killing you as well, or if you're hanging on and doing all right. I hope you are all doing well. That is my biggest wish, and I hope to talk to you guys next time.